What episode is it?
This is number 10.
What number?
Number 10.
Number 10. It's number 10 episode. Whoa! Hey Phil, what episode is it?
Number 10.
Number 10?
And it's special because look at this. We are doing like on the street, outside, and not just in our regular studio.
Ah! Don't jump! Please don't jump! Cut Daisies and Unicorns coming to you live from Albany Park. And we got a special episode. So Phil, what's on this episode? Can you warn them about it? Because I think it needs to come with a warning.
We're gonna have to do some warning. So, as always, we never know what we're gonna get into, and we're always gonna ask a ton of questions that we don't know the answer to, that we're just gonna leave it floating there. So, just to be able to give you some warning, what we're looking at in this next episode is we spend a little bit of time just talking, but then we enter into addiction. We talk about drug use, and there's all kinds of reasons if you're
Don't jump!
yeah, that too. Don't do that. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that we get into there that we need to make sure you're aware of before you listen, before you jump in. There's things that you need to explore. So it's a good opportunity to be warned.
That's what's going on, and we're on the street, and we are like going to intro. You know, it's funny. Our little interview intro is going to end up being shorter than any other intro before because we're out here, and even though we have lots to be able to figure out and stuff, my hands are kind of shaking. But I'll try to do the stabilization thing in the edit. So
Right. We want to be stable just for you.
it's true. Hey Phil, you got to tell people what's coming up. We're gonna do a special project.
We are. So we are looking at going live. So that means unfiltered, unedited. It's just going to be madness. And we're looking at that date, April 11th. It's going to be a Sunday. And we're looking at the evening so that more people, as they get settled into a new week that's going to come up, we're going to say, all right, so a Sunday evening, like 7 o'clock Central Time, of course, because that's where we find ourselves. But then we were not going to have to worry about time pursuit and space travel. We're just going to be looking at it being live, complete live. And so that gives you, the listener, an opportunity to be invited in to the madness and the chaos.
So I just handed Phil my camera and said, shoot me. I don't know if I really meant for him to shoot me, but actually we're shooting the video. But I came up with another idea too that we want to share, and that is with our 10th episode, this finishes our first full season, quarterly season on our podcast being published. And so we want you to know about that as we're going forward. What we want to do is we're going to take a couple weeks, regroup, start with a live episode on a Sunday evening, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start out our second season of the year with 10 more episodes. And so we'll be off for a couple weeks, but then we'll be starting back up with the live episode just so that you know what's going on. And if you say, what am I going to do without my Cut Daisies and Unicorns? I'm telling you, what you can do is go back and pick up the stuff you missed. And you're like, yeah, but I only like half of what I've missed. How do you know if you like only half of what you missed? You've missed it. Go back, take a look at it. We'll be doing some tags, and we're looking forward to bringing you another season of music and interviews and Phil and Steve editions, all of that stuff. It's coming at you. We're not giving up, just taking a little time, and we're going to be able to launch into this second season. It's the goal for 10 episode seasons per year. So we're so glad that you're listening, following. Get to the YouTube channel, subscribe and like, and make sure you get on Instagram. Follow us there for some pictures of our frivolity. And also don't be a stranger when it comes to the podcast. Just remember, when you're doing things where you can listen to a podcast, you need to be listening to Cut Daisies and Unicorns. Come on, what is this all about? Hey Phil, I have a question.
Yeah.
My question is, have you ever regretted not starting something that you couldn't quit?
Have I ever regretted not starting something that I couldn't quit?
Or, that's two negatives in the same sentence or question. Or are we asking, are there anything in the whole wide world, any things, any habits, any practices that you're like, gosh, I'm glad I never started that?
That's a tough one, Steve. What are you doing dropping these things here? We're just like, man, yeah, there's probably all kinds of bad stuff that I'm glad that I never started, because just as we talk about in the thing coming up on Thursday is, there's drug use that I'm glad that I didn't jump into a lot of that. That was like, yeah, that I don't know if me internally would be able to handle all of that at the same time. Cut Daisies and Unicorn listeners, this is what's going to happen is that we're going to start talking about affiliate marketing, and that means that we're going to have products that we would use on a regular basis, and we're going to let you know about them. But here's the thing, we're going to make it sure that you know that it's going to be something that we're marketing, that we're going to put the links in the bottom. We're going to make sure that that's all able for you to be able to hear, to listen, to make sure that it's there so that you know what's happening. So that we're not going to try to sell you things that are not something that we don't know about. That we're going to talk about things that we use, whether it's on the podcast, whether it's the beard oils and the essence of the beard, and making sure that all of that, we're going to make sure you know that it's all available for you too. So don't be afraid of it.
Hey Phil, I think they should also know that we're gonna affiliate market stuff that we wouldn't use.
Sure.
That they may, because we're all different. Mm-hmm. And if you have products that you think, you know what, Cut Daisies and Unicorn listeners, they need to know about this stuff because this stuff is really good stuff. It's an earthquake in Chicago. No, I'm just cold. Hey, so but there's going to be stuff. Like we mentioned a book in this podcast, and there's going to be a link, and you can take the link and you can click on it, and you could order the book, or download a copy on your Kindle, or all of that different kind of stuff. But if you want to know the favorites of what's enjoyed, yeah, Amazon.com. affiliate marketing. So revenue stream, you say, Coble, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Well, because technology costs money, and there's some things that we'd like to do.
Right.
And so in that, we need to start funding and sourcing that and figuring that out. So, we just think this is what we're going to do.
And it's a good opportunity to do it, and it helps us to continue to make things better, but also to just continue doing it.
Yeah. So if you're not tired of the stories and you want to, check out some of the links that are coming up. But it'll always be marked out. You'll always see that happening. And just know that we're not trying to... What is it? Pull?
Force?
Yeah. I don't know. We're not trying. The things we're trying, we are. But then there's a lot of things we're not trying. That's really evident in this podcast too.